Hi guys, so today I want to share another story with you. Today I want to talk about 90 Day Fiance The Other Way Tell All, devastating news revealed on Corey, Laura, and Karine. Okay guys, Soap Dirt is at it again, loving that blog. They were the first one to reveal that Sumit was married, which we found out last night. That was devastating news. I have to do another separate video about that. Today they're revealing shocking news about Corey, Laura, and Karine. So they're saying at the tell-all, each cast member had to sign what they call an emotional waiver, and this made the cast suspicious. Like, they never had to sign an emotional waiver before. And then not only that, they had a shrink on the set, like a psychologist or a therapist, like a head doctor on the set, okay? So people were getting suspicious. This is why they had the shrink on the set. I mean, I don't know if I hate 90 Day Fiance producers or if they're the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, it's really mean what they're doing to these people, but I love it. I can't stop watching. Is there something wrong with me? So let's start with Corey. They said when he got to the tell-all, he was in a really good mood until they started taping. They said he was blindsided because producers showed him a shocking video of Evelyn, who I call Evelyn, with another man. They said he was devastated. He had to talk to the shrink. They said he talked to the shrink the longest. He was absolutely devastated. And I feel bad for him because his father passed away. He's got this Evelyn, this woman, I mean, she's just really mean to him. And I just really feel bad because he really has such a kind heart. And to blindside him like that is absolutely genius. I feel so bad. I mean, they didn't make Evelyn make the video. She did it herself. I mean, I feel really bad, though, that he took it so hard. So, that's one thing that's going to happen at the tell-all. Now let's move on to Karine. So I guess Karine had put a video up, and in the video, their house was a mess. But, this shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, have you seen their house in Brazil? When they're taping it for the world, it's a mess. They seem to be very messy people. But anyway, the house was a mess, and it looked like the baby was being neglected. And Karine wasn't acting herself. It seemed like she was so upset about something. So this concerned fans. So they called CPS, okay? And to be honest, people, they probably had to call CPS for a couple reasons. Number one, Paul's a felon. No offense, some felons are nice. I guess. But if you suspect anything is going on with the child, I would not hesitate to call. But they were getting tons of calls. So I guess that the police department had to find out where they were. They went over there and checked on them, and they said that everything was fine. Paul told them that they were packing to go to the tell-all. And so no charges were brought up against them. But, I'm kind of glad that the cops were called because remember, I believe it was back in 2014. No. I know he committed the crime in '07. He was arrested for, what was it? Second-degree arson and burning personal property to defraud insurer. I mean, he can't be trusted, people. And, the way he walks around town with bulletproof vests on, so I'm really glad that they called the cops. Anyway, so they went to the tell-all. Karine had to talk to they were upset about this. So she had to talk to the shrink about that. Also, they say she's going through a very bad postpartum depression. I really feel bad for Karine because if you've seen last night's episode, she had that baby with no medicine, okay? And I don't know if all the hospitals in Brazil are like that, but there was no doctor around. She had to be in pain for hours, and so I'm just feeling bad for Karine. And then she married Paul, and now she has postpartum. But good thing the shrink was on board to kind of soothe that situation. Now let's move on to Laura. So I guess Laura had to talk to the shrink because she's having a hard time. Aladin has asked her for a divorce, and she really doesn't want the divorce. But you know what? If you've seen last night's episode, a divorce just had to happen, okay, people? And not from him, from her, the way that she's acting. All this jiggy talk. Buying vibrators. No one wants a horny, grandmotherish age wife. You have to have some kind of common sense in your head. All she was talking about is jiggy jiggy this and dildo that and, bend me from behind. Like, cut it out. I mean, she was really wearing that poor boy out. She gives a whole new meaning to the word boy toy. And not only that, things were not going to work out with her son Liam. And he just wasn't having it. I mean, he just didn't feel comfortable with the relationship like most people wouldn't, because here Aladin is this young man in his prime, and his mother, I mean, talk about jiggy jiggy all the time, So, that's kind of no surprise to me that these two are divorcing. And plus, I don't know how long she would have been able to live in Qatar. Now, I'm sure it's a great place to live, but she's used to America, and she was getting homesick and crying, and, boy toy time was over. But I'm just shocked that it was Aladin that came to his senses and said, this has to end. So there you have it, people. That's my soap dirt 90-day fiance the other way tell-all news. This is going to be a great tell-all. And you know what, people? I really don't feel bad about them having them sign emotional waivers and kind of blindsiding them and really bringing out people's dirt, because that will stop all of this nonsense. I'm hoping that Caesar somehow gets on that list and they pull out his acting profile and say, are you fooling us here? We think you're really still dating this Ukrainian girl and, pulling one over on us. I love it. Once you go on television, you can't hide anything when you go on a reality TV show. And I just think that all reality TV shows need to take notes and start bringing shrinks on and just start airing out their dirty laundry. I mean, that's better than all of this fist fighting that we see on the other shows now, isn't it? So what I want to know today in my comment section is, who do you feel the most sorry for? Is it going to be Corey? Is it going to be Laura, or is it going to be Karine? My vote is Karine. No, it's Corey. Well, yeah, Corey and Karine. Also, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this video. Hit the subscription button if you haven't already, and that notification bell. Talk to you next time. Bye.